Broadacre by Frank Lloyd Wright. Wright spent his early childhood in a space he called the Valley, near Spring Green, Wisconsin. Broadacre City was an urban or suburban development concept proposed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Throughout most of his lifetime, he presented the idea in his book, The Disappearing City in 1932. A few years later, he unveiled a very detailed 12 by 12 foot, 10 square meter scale model representing a hypothetical 4 square mile community. Wright's ideal community was a complete rejection of the American city at the first half of the 20th century. According to him, cities would no longer be centralized, no longer beholden to the pedestrian or the central business district. Broadacre City was a thought experiment as much as it was a serious proposal, one where the automobile would reign supreme. It was a truly prophetic vision of modern America. Principles: Wright had these following ideas for the city. Housing. There was 1 acre of land for each family. Each family should be allocated in an acre of land. Towers carefully spread out or apart enough to avoid crowding, towers being the high-rise buildings spaced apart, avoiding them being cluttered, and with the use of green spaces amongst them. Roads and transport. Private vehicles on an uncongested street. He imagined spacious landscaped highways, giant roads, themselves great architecture, past public service stations, no longer eyesores, expanded to include all kinds of services and comfort. No private ownerships of public needs, and no public ownership of private needs, meaning public parks and open spaces should be state-owned. The solid also featured the plans, including an 8-foot model for Wright's famous mile-high skyscraper known as the Illinois, which would have been 548 stories high and would have housed 100,000 people.